This is the Tone Traveler. Surprisingly well-built little speaker, plus a tablet that plays frequencies onto your instrument and seasons the wood of your acoustic instruments. I did a five-day test with this thing, with 2 different guitars. One brand new, and one that I've had for a while. I'll tell you about it in a second. Now, the physics of this thing make a ton of sense to me, right? You're blasting out the frequencies that these typical guitar strings are going to be playing, and you just let it sit there, vibrating on your instrument. I think of it as seasoning, or I think of it as like breaking it in, or it makes sense. The physics of that make a lot of sense, don't they? I've watched several videos online, some of them from the Dr. Herringbone company, and they showed in a studio how over time they just let it run for 4 or 5 hours. The instrument just got louder and louder and louder. I think that's pretty convincing. That's super interesting, but I wanted to feel it for myself, right? Now, in my experience now with this thing, I would say it's not just louder. Okay, so the Tone Traveler comes in a pretty little box. There's a tablet, the speaker, which is surprisingly like metallic, well-made, feels heavy, like dense in the hand. Has a little hook by which you place this onto the bridge like so. Can you see that? That's how it goes. Now, they use a tablet, like an Android tablet like this, as your basically control unit. All right, I turned it on and it's already going. You have the ability to choose mandolin, bowed instruments, banjo. You can choose specific individual notes. You could just say, hey, I wanna do those 2 for some reason. But I'm sticking on guitar. You can turn off individual strings by just pushing them on or off like that. Then you take your speaker, you put it up here and in through the middle 2 strings. You see that? Now I'm gonna let that do that for like 5 days. Okay, this has been going for 5 days now. Let's see, I don't know, turn this thing off. Take them off. Take that thing off. I gotta say, it does have like it has this like, a little bit more of like a mellow, denser resonance. Like it feels a little bit more coherent. Hard finding words for this. It's very, like in terms of the feeling, feels very subtly different. And that could just be the strings have been vibrating non-stop for 5 days, so they're just like a little older or something, But they haven't been nobody's been playing it, so there's no oils added, no dirt added to it, right? Feel like, you could just feel the the body vibrating. Maybe I feel the body vibrating a little bit more. I don't know. By the way, if you're gonna have a nice guitar, might as well have a great case. This is from Guitar Satchel. It's just a buddy, Jason, who makes these in the same style of those old American rifle and shotgun cases, like beautiful canvas with velour on the inside. And this guitar is real special to me. That's why I have a special case for it. This was my brother's guitar, who passed away last year. And the last text he ever sent was about trying to start guitar lessons. A little bit older strings on this one. I don't know when I'll ever change the strings on this guy. Try this out on a brand new guitar. This one is from Teton. I was driving through Hood River, Oregon, and stopped at a little music shop. Found this $200 Teton guitar there. Not this one. It became one of my favorite guitars I ever played. I loved it. I loved it so much. So when I was making this video, I reached out to these guys. They sent this. This is probably like a $900, $1,100 guitar. It has pickup system in it. So I want to test if we see a big difference between before and after the Tone Traveler through the Fishman pickup system. Brand new strings, brand new guitar. This one's just so, the strings just feel so new. And I just don't have very much experience with this guitar at all, so it's actually harder to sense the difference with this. I can say this feels better to play. Like I'm like, ooh, I like playing this guitar. Like it feels like, I don't know if the Tone Traveler did that or if it's just like, I like this neck. The neck feels amazing, and look at this, like the wood, but this back here feels so good. Without moving any microphones or anything like that, everything was exactly the same. I literally left for 5 days, left these things on. On the older guitar, the one that was already a little more broken in, that guitar does not feel louder to me. In fact, it feels, ready for this? It's a little poetry. I can hear it less, but I can feel it more. Okay? That might sound stupid to you, but that's exactly the magic that I want from my acoustic instrument. The new guitar definitely got louder. I noticed less differences. The strings are brand new, and it's just such a bright, lovely to play guitar. I set up a ribbon mic close in. I also had 2 stereo mics that I have like just a little bit in there. everything is the same, all the same EQ, all the same compression, right? It's not, I don't know, like depending on what you're listening to, I don't know how much you're gonna be able to hear, but on some of the things that I'm playing, I can definitely hear a difference. The newer guitar definitely got louder. The older guitar didn't, like I said, I feel like I can hear it a little bit less, but I can feel it so much more. I'm saying that again and again, because I think that's what Dr. Herringbone should. You can feel it so much more. But that is the promise of this. And for, I think it's like 200, 300 bucks, something like that. I don't have to go look around for a new guitar and spend $1 to $5K on something that has terroir and story. I love the value proposition that I can put this on my existing guitar. And I think what this does is it unlocks all of those middle of the road guitars. I'll just say one more time that the thing that feels the coolest to me about this is the way my existing guitar like feels more, there's like a denseness to it. There's like a, it's like it's sadder. It's a sad guitar for me. Okay, that's the Tone Traveler. There's a lot more you could do with this. Like I said, you can play just individual notes and all this voodoo stuff that, honestly, I just want to throw something on a guitar and be able to let it go. I'll probably be putting this on all my acoustic guitars around here. I know I'll be doing that. And the ones that I've already done, I'll probably do it for lots more. It doesn't feel like the kind of thing that you can overdo it with. So just break it in, break it in, break it in. Use my link in the description if this was convincing to you. They sent this out, but I wasn't paid to make this video. Okay, so this is my take on it. I think it's a fascinating idea that you could just put something on an existing guitar to season it and sweeten it up. And my experience has been subtle differences and worth it, for sure. Especially if you're gonna have acoustic instruments in your life for a very long time. If you're 30-something now and you think you're probably gonna be playing, if you're playing guitar now, you're probably gonna be playing guitar when you're 60. If there's anything I've learned about being 40, like more of my friends are playing music now after taking 15 years off than ever before. So it's that kind of thing where it's like, it's not that big of an investment to have for all of your acoustic instruments moving forward. So I like that. And it was honestly just a fun test to do. It made me really look closely at what these instruments felt like. And anytime I get to do that, feels valuable to me as a musician, as a creator, right? Because you can take a guitar, you can take it for granted, can't you? You know? Don't do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take my guitar. I've done that. I do that all the time. This helped me kind of like look so much more closely at it. And I'm grateful for that. And I hear it less and I feel it more. All right, that's it for now. Bye.